Hey guys, sorry it's been a couple days since I've got a video out here for you. I've been incredibly sick over the weekend and just finally starting to feel a little better, so we're going to try and get a video made for you today. Last week I showed you the Abus 7240 that we had that had the older style Abus keyway with the typical crazy warding that we're used to. And I said I was going to show you the other 7240s that I have that are the more Yale-ish type keyways. So let's get one of those up here for you and see what we can do with it, and we'll show you the differences between the two. These ones are a little bit harder in my opinion because of the very tight keyways. It gives you a lot more trouble getting around the warding. I originally started with this trying with a just a typical like medium hook or shallow hook or something, and I found myself having to sit here and do this kind of curve around the warding game here where you're trying to get at these pins, get way in the back, and try and get a curve going to the way you pick in order to get them up, and it just was not working well for me. I got it open maybe once or twice after hours of trying, and eventually I got my Peterson Slender Gem in the mail. It's a 15 thousandths, I believe. So it's a lot thinner, and you can actually go from the bottom on these and still pick these pins pretty well. You got to get a little bit of a curve every once in a while, depending on where you are. Sometimes the ones in the middle or the back are a little harder if you've got some high-low issues, but the Slender Gem makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to be using the 30 thousandths top of the keyway from Sparrows. I like to just get it up here in the very top of the keyway. It's got a nice little paracentric opening. Leaves just enough room for this to sit in there and leaves the rest of the keyway open for us so we can use as much of it as we can. So let's start in the back here and see if we can get her open. A little click on 6, 5 is springy, 4 feels like it's binding, got a little tiny click I think, 3 feels springy. It's a little hard to tell if you're on the warding or, because one thing you can do is if you're not careful you can actually be going straight up and hitting the warding over here. That's what I was talking about. You kind of got to get a little curve into it when you're picking a little bit to make sure you're not just hitting that warding, which will just completely screw yourself up. So let's go back and just double check where we are. 6 feels set, I believe. 5 is possibly set. Not sure what's going on there in 4, but we'll leave it alone for now. Little tiny touch on 3 and got a little click. 2 is springy. 1 is definitely binding here in the front. There we go. Got a little bit of a turn on the core on 1. Let's go check on 2 now. Two feels like it's giving me counter rotation, but it's really hard to get on it. With this warding, I'm trying to turn around the warding. Here we go, I think we got a good spot to lift it from. I think we got it, but yeah, I think we got it. Let's keep working our way back here. Got a little click on 4, I think this is. Either 3 or 4. And we got counter rotation again way back here on 5. Oh, I think we got him. So let's start in the back and double check everything. 6 feels set. barely touched 5 and turned a little tiny bit. Now it feels set. Four is giving us some counter rotation, I think. Let's just double check what we got here. We're really turning here. Hope this is right. Check everything else. 1 is definitely set. 2 is set. Oh, touch 3. Barely moved. That gave us a little bit of a turn. Now 4 is definitely binding and giving us counter rotation. It's just slipped off of him there. There we go. I think we got 4 set. Check and make sure we aren't open here. 1 is good, 2 is good. Gave 3 that little nudge again, and we turned a little bit more. 4 feels set. I think this is 5 here, giving us some counter rotation again. It's really hard with this thin pick to just get underneath it nicely. It wants to slide off one side or the other of the key pins, and it's giving me a lot of trouble, but it's the only way I can find to get up there nicely. 6 is set. Yeah, it's 5 right here giving us counter rotation. I'm trying my best not to drop everything and to just nudge this guy home, but he does not want to go. Don't drop everything. We don't have a lot of backwards control with this method though, which is a little frustrating. I'm not gonna chance it. We double check everything else. 1 is definitely set. Let me try with this other medium hook here. Two feels set. There's our counter rotation. I think it's on 4. There we go. And now we got an open. Man, that guy put up some fight. So, let's show you the differences that I've noticed here between these two. These newer 7240s work a little bit different. Camera down here. You know, they're actually just standard, like you can swap these for an American core. They just have this little adapter piece that just fits around it. Goes around the top like that. Has a screw hole on the backside. So you can use standard American cores with these if you want, which is different from this older 7240 that I got, which is all one solid piece. You can't change the core other than for another one of these. You can actually, I think they are compatible with the newer style. Nope, that doesn't seem to fit. Oop, other way, that's way. So I think you can. Let's lock it back up. I know I've got a key. Yeah, you can. So the older bodies are compatible with the newer style of brackets and stuff or whatever. So you can swap them if you want, but you can't use a different core like this with these bodies. You got to replace the whole thing, and then you got to find one of these adapters. So, but if you've got one of these newer ones with the adapter, you can just take your American core and put it in there. So let's get this gutted here and not waste too much more of your time. Just a clip on the back. I did finally break down and order some disassembly tools, so those should be coming sometime this week, I would think, and we can not have to fight these so much anymore. Okay, we're up now. So we got standard on 1, standard on 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6. So all the key pins are standard. Now let's check the Bible. One is standard. I thought there were serrations, but it's just scratching on it. 2 is a spool. 3 is a spool. 4 is a spool. 5 is a spool. And 6 is a spool. And it looks like we've got steel springs for everything. So let's get this arranged a little bit for you, and we'll give you a close-up. There's the last one. So this tighter keyway definitely gives you a lot more trouble, but it's not too much. It's just a little bit of a challenge. So standard in 1, spools on 2 through 6, and standard key pins. So I'll get you a look at the key here as well before I forget. So got a high, it's really hard to tell on these keys, but the pin 1 is actually right here. It sits on this little tiny, like almost unrecognizable ledge right there. And then this deep cut is actually 2. 3 sits right here, and then 4, 5, and 6. So it's very deceiving. Out there you can kind of see that ledge right there. So some good bitting. It's really tough. This was the one that was giving us all that trouble, is getting that one up that high behind this low one. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and we'll get more videos out to you soon.